Gaur Haribo Haribo Nitai Gaur Nitai 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 Gaur Haribo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Veda Chanda, Jaya Gura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Haribol Namaste Sir, Haribol.
Haribol, Haribol Namaste, Sis Bajan. Thank you very much for the wonderful uh, entry, Kirtan. Maraming salamat. Welcome po sa ating Srimad Bhagavatam class, okay? But before anything, again, let us pay our obeisances all together again. Namo Siddha Swarupananda, Paramahamsa namin ni Gaura Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayate. Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Thank you very much, Rhea. So, welcome po ulit lahat. We are going to continue our reading and discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam. Who is our first reader? Is it Mr. Pravin?
Haribol Namaste. Sir Pravin is not yet around po. Ma'am Sharni, do you want to read po?
I'm already here.
Ay, Sir Pravin nandiyan na po. Okay,
He's
sorry.
already here.
Sir Pravin can read po.
No, no,
Okay.
that's okay. I mean, I'm just telling I'm here. Shavni can read, no problem.
Canto 2, Chapter 3, verse
Yes, sir.
Whoever is
11.
ready po. If whoever is ready, he or she can read po.
Okay. I mean, I will start.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Haribol. This is text 11. Uh, all the different kinds of worshippers of multi-demigods can attain the highest perfectional benediction, which is spontaneous attraction, unflinchingly fixed upon the supreme personality of Godhead, only by the association of the pure devotee of the Lord. Purport. All living entities in different all living entities within the material creation, beginning from the first demigod Brahma down to the small ant in different statuses of life, are conditioned under the law of material nature or the external energy of the Supreme Lord. The living entity in his pure state is conscious of the fact that he is a part and parcel of the Lord, but when he is thrown into the material world on account of his desire to lord it over material energy, he becomes conditioned by the three modes of material nature and thus struggles for existence for the highest benefit. This struggle for existence is something like following the will o wisp under the spell of material enjoyment. All plans of material enjoyment, either by worship of different demigods, as described in the previous verses of this chapter, or by modernized advancement of scientific knowledge without the help of God or demigod, are illusory only because, despite all such plans for happiness, the conditioned living being within the compass of material creation can never solve the problems of life, namely birth, death, old age, and disease. The history of the universe is full of such plan makers, and many kings and emperors come and go, leaving a plan making story only. But the prime problems of life remained unsolved despite all endeavors of such plan makers. Actually, human life is meant for making a solution to the problems of life. Such problems can never be solved by satisfying the different demigods, by different modes of worship, or by so called scientific advancement of knowledge without the help of God or the demigods. Apart from the gross materialists who care very little either for God or for demigods, the Ved recommended worship of different demigods for different benefits, so they are neither false nor imaginary. The demigods are as factual as we are, but they are much more powerful due to their being engaged in the direct service of the Lord by managing different departments in the universal government. The Bhagavad Gita affirms this, and the different planets of the demigods are mentioned there, including the one of the supreme demigod Lord Brahma. The gross materialists believe neither in the existence of God nor the demigods, nor do they believe that different planets are dominated by different demigods. They are creating a great commotion about reaching the closest celestial body, the Chandralok or the moon, but even after much mechanical research, they have only very scanty information of this moon. And in spite of such false advertisement for sailing land on the moon, the puffed up scientists or gross materialists cannot live there. And what to speak of reaching other innumerable planets, which they are unable even to count. However, the followers of the Ved have a different method of acquiring knowledge. They accept the state they accept the statements of the Vedic literatures as authority in toto, as we have already discussed in Canto 1. and therefore they have full and reasonable knowledge of God and demigods and of their different residential planets situated within the compass of material world and beyond the limit of the material sky. The most scientific Vedic literature accepted by the great Indian Acharya like Shankar, Ramanuj, Madhva, Vishnuswami, Nimbarka, Chaitanya, etc., and studied by all important personalities of the world is the Bhagavad Gita, in which the worship of the demigods and their respective residential planets are mentioned. The Bhagavad Gita affirms, "Ya yanti devavrata devan pityunyati pitruvrata bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhya jinopi mam." The worshippers of demigods reach the respective planets of the demigods, and the worshippers of forefathers reach the planets of the forefathers. The gross materialists remain in the different material planets, but the devotees of the Lord reach the kingdom of God. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 25. We also have information from the Bhagavad Gita that all the planets within the material world, including the Brahmalok, are but temporarily situated, and after a fixed period they are all annihilated. Therefore, the demigods and their followers are all annihilated at the period of devastation. But one who reaches the kingdom of God gets a permanent share in eternal life. That is the verdict of the Vedic literature. The worshippers of the demigods have one facility more than the unbelievers due to their conviction of the Vedic version, by which they can get information of the benefit of worshipping the Supreme Lord in the association of the devotees of the Lord. The gross materialists, however, without any faith in the Vedic version, remains eternally in darkness, driven by a false conviction on the basis of imperfect experimental knowledge or the so called material science, which can never reach into the realm of transcendental knowledge. Therefore, unless they come in contact with a transcendentalist like the pure devotee of the Lord, the attempts of the gross materialists or the worshippers of the temporary demigods are simply a waste of energy. Only by the grace of divine personalities, the pure devotees of the Lord, can one achieve pure devotion, which is the highest perfection of human life. Only a pure devotee of the Lord can show Only a pure devotee of the Lord can show one the right way of progressive life. Otherwise, both the materialistic way of life without any information of God or the demigods, and the life engaged in the worship of demigods in pursuit of temporary material enjoyments are all different phases of phantasmagoria. Phantamas, phanta,
Phantasmagoria.
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 Phantasmagoria. They are, sorry, they are nicely explained in the Bhagavad Gita also. But the Bhagavad Gita can be understood in the association of pure devotees only and not by interpretations of politicians or dry philosophical speculators.
Mm.
Haribol.
Haribol, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Pravin. So, very clear here in the Srimad Bhagavatam that anybody who's in the material world, right now, we're under the spell of three modes of material nature. We're under the spell of Maya. And therefore, we're here in the material world, which is not our real home. The material world is not a real home. Mhm. It is actually a place of suffering. We're not from here. We're not from here. We all belong to the spiritual world. We all belong to Krishna. But unfortunately, because of our material desires and attachments and the desire to lord it over material nature, yeah, we want to veer away from the association of Krishna, given our free will and free choice, we misused it. And therefore, we are now here in the material world suffering birth diseases, old age, and death, the three anxieties of life, uh, and the threefold miseries. So, whatever we do in the material world is really as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam as phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria means like a dreamlike situation. Fantasy lang, parang ganon. No? The material existence that we have right now makes it so that um, the materialist, the conditioned souls, they have a place uh, to enjoy what they desire. Krishna is so kind that he has given the facility, no, to all living beings, to all conditioned souls, to come to the material world and taste what it is to be away from Krishna. Yeah. So this is the problem. The problem is we decided to run away from Krishna, and therefore we are suffering. We are suffering. Anxieties, pains, huh? uh, and all kinds of misery in this world, which is um, this is not our this is not our natural condition. Our natural condition is that we all belong to Krishna. We all belong to the spiritual world. That is our natural condition as a spiritual being. Unfortunately, nandito tayo ngayon sa material world and we misidentify ourselves with the material body as the self. Ako ito. I am this body, I am the mind, etc. Yeah, so this is actually what uh, pushes us to the brink of suffering and destruction. But according to Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a way. There is a way, even though you are in the material world, a person can actually desire. Kasi yung desire, no? The desire is inherent upon the living entity. Inherent yan, desire. You can never take that away from the living being. So the desire can either be the desire to enjoy material pleasures or the desire to enjoy serving Krishna. Because if you serve Krishna, natural yung enjoyment. You're able to actually experience joy and happiness. Natural yun. It's natural upon the living being. So, it is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam that no matter how you try by so-called yoga meditation or material mechanical means to achieve heavenly planets or to go to the spiritual world, etc., it is all a phantasmagoria. It is all a waste of time. Because in the material world, even if you desire to go to the heavenly planets, no, most people would think that going to the heavenly planets is the goal of life. No? Even though a person may think that uh, the material world is not our home, but they get attracted to what the heavenly planets offer, because the heavenly planets offer sensual pleasure. You go there and you achieve sensual pleasures. Not only that, you will live for hundreds and thousands and even millions of years if you go to these different planetary systems. So it's like, you go there. It's as if you have achieved immortality, but actually it is still part. The material world is still part of the material universe, and therefore is subject to birth, diseases, old age, and death. That there will come a time that no matter how long you have stayed in a particular heavenly planets, that planet, uh, at the time of annihilation, will get destroyed, and your body will get destroyed as well. Ganun po yun. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us hints, is giving us instructions on how one, despite the fact that we're living in the world of illusion, here in the material world, Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us the instruction of how we can transcend the uh, laws of material nature. Specifically, it's described that although we all are, uh, we all have the chance to get out from the wheel of birth and death. Everybody has a chance to get out from the wheel of birth and death. But Srimad Bhagavatam is telling us this is the path. This is the process. No? So if you simply follow the process, then that is a way that is already a sure path for uh, escaping the wheel of birth and death. It is described that even though a yogi, for instance, they've been engaged in tapasya, they've been engaged in um, meditation for even for hundreds of years, like that, they can never attain the spiritual world. They can never attain the service of Krishna. The way, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, to achieve um, devotional service or bhakti yoga, devotional service, loving devotional service to Krishna, is by way of associating with a pure devotee. Kahit na basahin mo na yung buong Srimad Bhagavatam from beginning to end, and you try to control your senses, etc., like this, there is no way for you to actually be transported to the spiritual realm of serving Krishna. It is only through the mercy and blessings of a bona fide spiritual master. It is described here. A pure devotee of Krishna. So both the materialists and scientists and philosophers who wish to solve the problems of life and gain immortality, real immortality. Yeah, and the yogis who try, no matter how they try to meditate, yeah, try to meditate on uh, wanting to get moksha or wanting to be one with the Lord, etc. They cannot achieve love for God. Love for God or bhakti yoga or devotional service is the only way for a person to be able to escape the wheel of birth and death. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us these hints, giving us this instruction. Ganitong gawin mo, ganitong gawin mo. Yeah, you know, you don't go to a self-study mode and not accepting a bona fide spiritual master. And we just don't cheaply accept spiritual masters because in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Nectar of Devotion, there are qualities of who is a bona fide spiritual master that is specified there in detail. Ano ba ang quality what is the quality of a bona fide spiritual master? And it is described there. So we just don't cheaply, no? We just don't cheaply accept somebody, but we don't actually know the background of that person. That person may probably, in our material eyes look like, they're spiritual. But if you try to go backwards, try to investigate his, how do you call that? His background. Who is your spiritual master? And who is your spiritual master? Who is your spiritual master? Who is your spiritual master? Pagdating dyan, wala na. Wala na. Wala na silang, there is no line of disciplic succession coming from the Paramatma, coming from Krishna himself. We therefore are very, very cautious tayo, to accept somebody as a bona fide spiritual master. We have to be very cautious of that, no? So, very specific here in Srimad Bhagavatam that one cannot achieve love for Krishna or love for God just by studying the Vedas or performing tapasya. Tapasya means the performance of severe penances and sacrifices, etc. Not by that. Not by any mechanical means, not by any philosophical interpretation, etc. It is the mercy and blessing of a bona fide guru. Kailangan bona fide yung guru. Okay? So let us read further.
Haribol Namaste.
Namaste, Sharni. Go ahead.
Continuation Translation. Transcendental knowledge in relation with the Supreme Lord Hari is knowledge resulting in the complete suspension of the waves and whirlpools of the material modes. Such knowledge is self-satisfying due to its being free from material attachment, and being transcendental, it is approved by authorities. Who could fail to be attracted? Purport. According to Bhagavad Gita, the characteristics of pure devotees are wonderful. Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, text 9. The complete functional activities of a pure devotee are always engaged in the service of the Lord. and thus they exchange feelings of ecstasy between themselves and relish transcendental bliss. This transcendental bliss is experienced even in the stage of devotional practice, sadhana avastha, if properly undertaken under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. And in the mature stage, the developed transcendental feeling culminates in realization of the particular relationship with the Lord by which a living entity is originally constituted, up to the relationship of conjugal love with the Lord, estimated as highest transcendental bliss. Thus, Bhakti Yoga, being the only means of God realization, is called Kaivalya. Srila Jiva Goswami quotes the Vedic version in this connection and establishes that Narayan, the personality of Godhead, is known as Kaivalya, and the means which enables one to approach the Lord is called the Kaivalya Panta, or the only means of attainment of Godhead. This Kaivalya Panta begins from Shravana, or hearing those topics that relate to the personality of Godhead, and the natural consequence of hearing such Harikatha is attainment of transcendental knowledge, which causes a detachment from all mundane topics, for which a devotee has no taste at all. For a devotee, all mundane activities, social and political, become unattractive, and in the mature state such a devotee becomes disinterested even in his own body, and what to speak of bodily relatives. In such a state of affairs, one is not agitated by the waves of the material modes. There are different modes of material nature, and all mundane functions in which a common man is very much interested or takes part become unattractive for the devotee. This state of affairs is described herein in Partinivrta Gunormi, and it is possible by Atma Prasada, or complete self-satisfaction without any material connection. The first-class devotee of the Lord attains this stage with devotional service, but despite his loveliness, still, for the matter of the Lord's satisfaction, he may play the voluntary part of a preacher of the Lord's glory and dovetail all into devotional service, even mundane interest, just to give a chance to the neophytes to transform mundane interest into transcendental bliss. Srila Rupa Goswami has described this action of a pure devotee as Nirbandha Krishna Sanbandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchate. Even mundane activities dovetailed with service of the Lord are also calculated to be transcendental or approved Kaivalya affairs. Haribol Namaste po.
Haribol Sharni, thank you very much. So, uh, the pure devotee of Krishna is considered to be a first-class devotee, one who feels constant prema bhakti in his heart. And a pure devotee of Krishna feels very, very humble. Yeah. He feels that he is the lowest amongst everyone, um, and that everybody around him is a devotee of Krishna. So everybody, not only humans, but even animals, a pure devotee of Krishna respects everyone as a pure devotee of Krishna because he only sees our original identity. Everyone's original identity is a pure lover of Krishna because we all came from the spiritual world. Yeah. So he sees that. He doesn't consider anymore the material considerations of each and every one. He just feels that I am very blessed to have associated with these people around me, etc. And he's always thankful of Krishna that he's given the chance, to be engaged in the loving service of Krishna and Radharani. But this is the but, okay? But because his heart is very compassionate, maawain talaga. Ang pure devotee of Krishna, they are so compassionate by nature. They sometimes uh, go to the extent of talking it out or talking with or preaching with materialistic people. Materialistic people are those people who do not have any clue or do not have any idea of devotional service. They do not even have the idea of the science of identity. Hindi nga nila alam kung sino sila. As far as they know, right now, they're in this world and this world is my home. This body is me. Yeah, I am made of material energy and my happiness is material pleasures. This is the consciousness of a materialistic person. But a pure devotee of Krishna, a bona fide spiritual master, is so kind and compassionate that he steps down. He steps down from Uttama Adhikari to Madhyama Adhikari. Because if you're an Uttama Adhikari, it is quite difficult to actually preach the glories of Krishna. Why? Because you're seeing everybody as a pure devotee. So it's very difficult. So you have to step down to what is known as Madhyama Adhikari and start to preach. Because Madhyama Adhikari, you are able to actually see the difference. You're able to see the nature of devotees, the nature of non-devotees, and the nature of common souls here in this world. And because you're able now to differentiate you have the vision. Somebody who is a Madhyama Adhikari has a vision to actually see somebody who is a pure devotee of God, somebody who is non-devotees, yeah, and somebody who are just simply innocent. Wala silang alam. Ganon. You're able to categorize them like this. So it's actually very easy for you to preach. That is the special quality of somebody who is an Uttama Adhikari. Somebody who is a pure devotee of Krishna. He has this kind of of quality like stepping down so that everybody will be given the chance or the opportunity to know Krishna, because the heart of a pure devotee of Krishna is simply this: he has 101% total compassion to to everyone in this world of this material world. He has this kind of compassion. Awa siya. Ito yung si Lord Jesus Christ. One example is Lord Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus Christ, although, he was a pure lover of Krishna, a pure devotee of Krishna, when he was, uh, when he was nailed on the cross and crucified, instead of him becoming angry at those who tried to stop his ministry, yeah, instead of him having ill feelings towards those who actually nailed him on the cross, crucified him, etc. But what did he say to Krishna? Lord, forgive them. Please forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. His compassion to everybody is amazing. It is so amazing, insurmountable. Okay, let us continue our reading.
Haribol Namaste, text 13.
Namaste.
Saunaka said, the son of Vyasadeva, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, was a highly learned sage and was able to describe things in a poetic manner. What did Maharaj Pariksit again inquire from him after hearing all that he had said? A pure devotee of the Lord automatically develops all godly qualities, and some of the prominent features of those qualities are as follows. He is kind, peaceful, truthful, equable,
Equal. Mm.
faultless, magnanimous, mild, clean, non-possessive, a well-wisher to all, satisfied, surrendered to Krishna without hankering, simple, fixed, self-controlled, a balanced eater, sane, mannerly, prideless, grave, sympathetic, friendly, poetic, expert, and silent. One of these 26 prominent
Out,
features
out,
of a
out,
devotee.
out of this
Out of
26.
these 26 prominent features of a devotee, as described by Krishna Das Kaviraj in this Chaitanya Charitamrita, the qualification of being poetic is especially mentioned herein in relation to Sukadeva Goswami. The presentation of Srimad Bhagavatam by his recitation is the highest poetic contribution. He was a self-realized learned sage. In other words, he was a poet amongst the sages. Haribol.
Mm. Haribol, thank you very much, Rhea. So, a pure devotee of Krishna is automatically a great poet talaga. Sukadev Goswami, by speaking the Srimad Bhagavatam to Maharaj Pariksit, his language, yeah, he did not only speak to him directly, but the way he presented it was such very very uh, a superior type of poetry. Napaka well defined and napaka well composed, etc. No, uh, that is the quality of a pure lover of Krishna, like Sukadev Goswami. Although it sounded very poetic, but at the same time, in the heart of uh, so in the heart of Maharaj Pariksit, It was very, very direct. He could understand every word that Sukadev Goswami has uttered. This is the perfection of wisdom. The teacher must always be there, always ready uh, to import the wisdom to a student. And the student must always be also ready, no, to accept such wisdom. Hindi pwede yung teacher lang ang uh, qualified. The student must also be qualified. Student is qualified by his desire to understand Krishna. And he feels that he doesn't know anything. That is the quality of a devotee of Krishna. He doesn't feel that he knows, especially in front of a pure devotee of Krishna. He feels that he is always, you know, uh, he is always devoid of knowledge, devoid of knowledge, and he is always hankering for wisdom from a bona fide teacher, bona fide guru. That's why his thirst for knowledge was uh, gifted by no less than Sukadev Goswami himself. He was gifted with answers, perfect questions, perfect answers by Sukadev Goswami. Kasi meron siyang surrender in his heart. He has this surrender of, Lord, I don't know anything. I'm not qualified. I'm a very undeserving. Uh, I'm very undeserving student of yours. Please have mercy on me. Please, even just a drop of this transcendental knowledge, that is already enough for somebody who is asking for wisdom from a pure devotee of Krishna. Because this drop of wisdom is enough to change his heart from being a lover of this world to a lover of Krishna. And also, it is a means by which he is able to actually taste a superior taste of love for Krishna. Okay, so let's continue our reading.
Ma'am Elenet po.
Elinet,
Can you hear me po?
yes, go ahead.
Po, O learned Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us because we are all eager to hear. Besides that, topics which result in the discussion of the Lord Hari should certainly be discussed in the assembly of devotees. As we have already quoted above from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Rupa Goswami, even mundane things, if dovetailed in the service of Lord Sri Krishna,
are accepted as transcendental. For example, the epic of the histories of Ramayana and Mahabharata, which are specifically recommended for the less intelligent classes, women, sudras, and unworldly sons of the higher castes, are also accepted as Vedic literature because they are compiled in connection with the activities of the Lord. Mahabharata is accepted as the fifth division of the Vedas after its first four divisions, namely Sama, Yajurveda, and Atharva. The less intelligent do not accept Mahabharata as part of the Vedas, but great sages and authorities accept it as the fifth division of the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita is also part of the Mahabharata, and it is full of the Lord's instruction for the less intelligent class of men. Such less intelligent men say that Bhagavad Gita is not meant for householders, but such foolish men forget that Bhagavad Gita was explained to Arjuna, a grihasta, family man, and spoken by the Lord in his role as a grihasta. So Bhagavad Gita, although containing the high philosophy of the Vedic wisdom, is for the beginners in the transcendental science, and Srimad Bhagavatam is for graduates and postgraduates in the transcendental science. Therefore, literatures like Mahabharata, the Puranas, and similar other literatures which are full of the pastimes of the Lord are all transcendental literatures. They should be discussed with full confidence in the society of great devotees. The difficulty is that such literatures, when discussed by professional men, appear to be mundane literature like histories or epics because there are so many historical facts and figures. It is said here, therefore, that such literature should be discussed in the assembly of devotees. Unless they are discussed by devotees, such literatures cannot be relished by the higher class of men. So the conclusion is that the Lord is not impersonal in the ultimate issue. He is the Supreme Person, and He has His different activities. He is the leader of all living entities, and He descends at His will and by His personal energy to reclaim the fallen souls. Thus, He plays exactly like the social, political, or religious leaders, because such roles ultimately culminate in the discussion of topics of the Lord. All such preliminary topics are also transcendental. That is the way of spiritualizing the civic activities of human society. Men have inclinations for studying history and many other mundane literatures, stories, fictions, dramas, magazines, newspapers, and others. So let them be dovetailed with the transcendental service of the Lord, and all of them will turn to the topics relished by all devotees. The propaganda that the Lord is impersonal, that He has no activity, and that He is a dumb stone without any name and form, has encouraged people to become godless, faithless demons, and more they deviate from the transcendental activities of the Lord, the more they become accustomed to mundane activities that only clear their path to hell instead of return them home back to Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam begins from the history of the Pandavas with necessary politics and social activities, and yet Srimad Bhagavatam is said to be the Paramahamsa Samhita, or the Vedic literature meant for the topmost transcendentalists, and it describes Param Janam, the highest transcendental knowledge. Pure devotees of the Lord are all paramahamsas, and they are like the swans who know the art of sucking milk out of a mixture of milk and water. Haribol. Salamat po.
Honorable Arena, thank you very much. So, dito no, it is described how um, the Vedic literatures are classified. Yung Vedanta Sutras or Vedic literatures, they are actually broken down into four. Rig, Sama, Veda, Tarva. Yung apat na yan. No? These are the four Vedic uh, wisdom. Apat yan. Meant for different classes of men. And it is described that Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the fifth Veda. Less intelligent class of men do not accept uh, Mahabharata uh, and Srimad Bhagavad Gita as part of the Vedas or the Vedic or Vedanta Sutras. Uh, they are called less intelligent class of men, but great transcendentalists, great devotees, great sages, yeah, from as far as the uh, Pandavas are concerned, as far as all the Vedic literatures are concerned, they accept it as the highest, no, especially Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is within Mahabharata. Pag nagbasa ka ng Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita is simply a chapter in the Mahabharata book. No? So, at the same time, they um, they consider the Bhagavad Gita as one of the highest literary books because it is directly spoken by Krishna himself. That's why it is called Bhagavad Gita. Gita means song, and Bhagavad means referring to Lord Bhagavan or Krishna. It is the song of Krishna or the words directly coming from the mouth of Krishna. Nowhere in this world, ito ngayon, nandito tayo sa material world ngayon. Nowhere in this world can you find a book or a divine literature that God is directly speaking. Wala. Bible, hindi naman ganon. The Quran, hindi rin ganon. Yeah. The uh, the books of the Israelites, hindi rin ganon. They are all spoken by devotees or representatives. Only the Bhagavad Gita can you find God Himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, giving direct instructions to Arjuna. That's why it is considered by great sage as a very, very important Vedas, part of the Vedic scriptures. Um, I wanted to speak more, kaya lang wala na tayong oras. So I would like to ask if you have any questions. Do you guys have any questions? Suta Goswami here is being asked by the great sages that were there in the Naimisaranya, no? Uh, um, Listening to the conversation between uh, Sukadev Goswami and Maharaj Pariksit. The original conversation of Maharaj Pariksit and Sukadev Goswami, marami pong mga great sages doon nakikinig. And one of those great sages is Suta Goswami. So, in the olden past, it is described that if you want to gain knowledge, if you want to understand something spiritual, you simply have to bow down to a great personality or pure devotee of God and sit down there while the guru is speaking. And he was there. Everybody that was there in the olden past, if you want to gain spiritual knowledge, you simply have to listen, hearing lang, yeah, and then you're able to actually grasp the whole thing. Because in the olden past, the world was not this distracted. Hindi ganito ka gulo, no? The world was still very, very peaceful, very harmonious, and very easy to understand spiritual knowledge. Unlike right now, uh, this is the problem that we have in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, um, very, very difficult to grasp spiritual understanding. Kahit na nga material knowledge lang eh. Uupo ka ngayon, bukas, tomorrow you are not able to repeat it again because you have forgotten it, because the people in Kali Yuga, uh, uh, one of their characteristics is that they are very, very slow in learning. They are very, very uh, distracted by all the noise of the world. Yeah. They are also very, very lazy. These are the characteristics. Lazy. And very unfortunate. Some of the great characteristics of the people in Kali Yuga. That's why, it's very, very difficult to really understand spiritual knowledge. Uupo ka ng gano'n, makinig ka. Yeah? The devotees, when they sit down and hear transcendental knowledge from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, they pray. They vehemently pray. Talagang nagdadasal sila kay Krishna. Krishna, please let me understand this lecture. Please let me understand the words of Srimad Bhagavatam and the explanation. You know, uh, I don't have that. I don't have that quality to grasp all this knowledge and wisdom. So please, Krishna, please help me uh, para maintindihan ko. So that is the way of the devotees of Krishna. The devotees of Krishna, when they sit down, they just don't sit down there. They also pray. They pray seriously from Krishna in their hearts. Krishna, please help me. I don't have that good quality to understand. Yeah. Ganon dapat po ang must be the attitude of everyone attending classes or trying to understand spiritual knowledge from higher authorities. Ganyan. Yeah. So, hanggang dito na lamang po tayo. If you have questions, you may ask. No questions? Sino ba naka-assign sa kirtan ngayon? Rhea?
Sir Isaac po and family.
Okay. Mr. Isaac, are you there? Nandiyan ka ba? Ayun. um, please, will you be kind enough to uh, do the exit kirtan with your
Yes, sir.
family? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Snapristaya Bhutale Srimate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Snapristaya Bhutale Srimate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Ora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate Namo Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Ora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Ora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Rama Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Haribol, namaste.
Haribol.
Haribol, thank you very much, Isaac, Cleo, and Krishna Dasi. Krishna Dasi, maraming salamat sa inyo for the wonderful exit kirtan. Thank you din kay, ay, nako, meron akong sipon eh. Thank you din kay, kay Sis Bajan for the opening kirtan. Thank you for the admins, Rhea, maraming salamat. Okay. And also those who were readers, maraming salamat po. And all those who participated tonight, please accept my respectful obeisances to you all. Thank you very much. Over to you,
Thank you
Rhea.
very much din po, Sir Rada, and thank you, Ma'am Bajan Dasi and Sir Isaac family for the wonderful kirtan po. Thank you to all our readers, Sir Praveen, Ma'am Shani, and thank you po, Sir George, for co-hosting. At sa lahat po ng umattend, Haribol, Jai Gurudev Krishna.
Haribo.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
If you have time tomorrow, we have our Bhagavad Gita class at 8 o'clock in the morning. So don't forget that. Okay?
Krishna, good night everyone. Haribol, signing off po.
Good night.
Haribol,
Haribo, Haribo, Jai Krishna.
Jaya Krishna, Haribol.